What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So we know in round two, South Carolina put that thing on Indiana, a very competitive and scrappy Indiana team, man, that fought to the end. So salute to them. But we saw that they were one of the first teams to really focus in on Joyce Edwards and bring the double team. And it was one of the first double teams, honestly, that the freshman has seen in college. And she struggled, like most freshmen would. As the leading scorer, there's a lot of expectations on Joyce Edwards, but Coach Staley's not worried about the off game at all.
I mean, we actually knew. I probably jinxed her a little bit because, I knew they were going to sit on her right hand and take that away. We knew they were going to double. Sometimes it's just hard to see. She's used to scoring the basketball, and when she is not in the flow like she normally is, it's disruptive. They disrupted her. She's going to watch it. She's going to watch it, and then if anybody else wants to double her, she'll be well prepared. Like, sometimes young people need to see it and go through it. It's not bad. She probably feels bad because she's a perfectionist, but in some ways I'm really happy that she has to go through this, because it's only going to make her better. And then people would come up with other schemes to take her out of the game. I would, because she's a big part of what we do. So it's just growth every step of the way. I hope she didn't think it was going to be like Friday, because, the Sweet 16, it gets harder and harder. There are teams that's going to come up with game plans that will limit people's production. So Joyce has just got to take the next step in her journey to adjusting.
I couldn't agree more. And this is going to be far from the last time, I should say, she sees a double team, man. Joyce Edwards has really exceeded expectations, I think, in year one. She's been one of the focal points of this offense, and she's given most teams buckets, to be honest. She's been having her way for the most part. Indiana made a strategic effort to take her out of the game, and the double team worked for sure. She went 2 of 7 from the field. Still, what I love, though, about Joyce Edwards is the motor, man. It did not matter that she was not scoring the basketball. She continued to rebound, play defense, run the floor hard, and play hard. So salute to her, man. I really got to say that she is wise beyond her years and way ahead of A'ja Wilson at this same age, man. So she's definitely got a chance to be a Gamecock great, and it seems like she has that mental toughness where one bad game in the tournament is definitely not going to bother her. Now she knows what to expect. Every round is going to be tougher for this team. Every round the competition is going to be tougher. That's just the way it is. And this team has definitely dealt with their own struggles and triumphs and got some battle scars this year, man. But it seems like they are on a mission, and people swore they would not be in this position right now because there's no dominant big. We've been hearing that all year. There's no dominant big. There's no dominant big. There's no Aaliyah Boston. There's no Camila Cardoso. There's no A'ja Wilson. There's no dominant bigs. And Raven Johnson, man, has definitely taken that message personal from the people that doubted them.
People say we don't have this dominant big, this woo-da-wah. I know y'all seen the press conference of what the Indiana girl said, that we wasn't going to win without Ashlyn or Camilla. We don't need Ashlyn or Camilla to win. We got a whole team. We got a whole full of dogs to go out here and win. We don't need no Ashlyn. We don't need no Camilla. We got Malaysia. We got Tessa. I can name the whole roster. We got dogs on this team.
Next up, South Carolina has a good matchup in the Sweet 16 brewing against a Maryland team that spent a lot of the time this season in the top 15 and some in the top 10. A veteran group led by a dynamic backcourt and a fiery coach, a very experienced group that won a lot of ball games this year. The Terps are playing with excellent confidence, bro. They're definitely coming into this game feeling themselves after defeating Alabama in OT in a straight dogfight, where we saw Sarah Jessica Barker, bro, put up 45 5. I'm just saying, salute to her. But this is a team that's playing with major confidence. They have a lot of veterans on this group, led by a dynamic backcourt of Kayleen Smickle, a junior, who's averaging 18 points a game, and then Cheyenne Sellers, who will be a lottery pick this year, 6'2 senior, averaging 14 points and 4 assists to lead this group, man, at the point guard position. Big guard. Honestly, man, Sellers could definitely give South Carolina problems. 6'2", like a really big guard. Skilled 3-level scorer. Smickle's 6 foot as well. Like big guards that can score, that can create, that are long, that are athletic, but also can get others involved, can create their own offense off the dribble. Like, this is going to be a very challenging matchup, I think. You also have Bree McDaniel, averaging 10 points per game, and another guard in Sarah Tabiasu, who's averaging 10 points a game too, one of the smaller guards on this team. Saylor Poffenberger's another player that is very familiar with South Carolina, transferring from the SEC in Arkansas. So this team is definitely going to come in. They're more talented, in my opinion, for sure, than Indiana was. More firepower. They have legitimate pros on this team, that legitimate first-round draft picks. So South Carolina's going to want to come out, get off to a fast start, really lock in on defense and pressure these guards 94 feet, and really just continue to play their brand of basketball. Physical, sharing the basketball, really owning and attacking the glass, and continuing to just play their brand of basketball, man. It's just, to me, it seems like this team is more focused than ever. They've got a chip on their shoulder right now. Like, they've heard all the hate. They've heard the doubters doubting them, saying that they would not reach the championship. Some people were saying that they would lose in the Sweet 16. So this is definitely a big matchup to watch. But you got the leadership of Tahina Powell, Raven Johnson, Breezy Hall, players that have been under scrutiny this season. Joyce Edwards, Malaysia Fool Wiley, they swear she's going to transfer. Like, all this talk has been going on, and all South Carolina keeps doing is playing basketball and having their way. And you love to see it. Yeah, they lost 3 games this year. It was humbling. And I think they lost when they needed to lose, at a time where you're playing elite competition, at a time where your team is focused on growth and playing games to prepare you for this moment right here in March, in April, to win that next championship, man. So I'm excited for this matchup. Definitely a contrasting style of play. This will be the toughest matchup they've had, and it's expected. Every matchup gets tougher every round, but I really like Maryland's squad, man. I think they're one of the best 10 teams in the country. I think this will be a very good test for South Carolina. Still expect the Gamecocks to pull it out, but just hearing the belief from Dawn Staley and her star freshman, not worried about anything at all, and hearing Raven Johnson speaking for the locker room, letting people know they're fired up and they heard all that smack talk that people was talking. They are ready, man, to come out there and put belt to behind. And I'm excited for this matchup, along with a few other ones as well. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though. That's a wrap for us. Until next time, of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff, and join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Until next time, my people, we out.